Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
We have 6 groups, according to how things were working just now. We have Chaitanya Vallabha Prabhu's group. I know that he's there, and the rest of the groups over there. And there's one more, right?
Yeah. Gorkishore. He's just gone to take the offering off.
Okay. Gorkishore. Right. Then we have Ramai Prabhu's group. Yeah. You're the group leader. And Chaitanya Vallabha Prabhu is the leader of your group. Then we have the other group here, 3-man group. It is Vamsi Vat Prabhu's group. He's the leader. He's head pujari of Radha Landanishwar. He has to be able to lead. Then we have this group here. I wasn't sure who to make the leader. I was thinking of Varsha. Is that okay? You're the group leader. Then we have the group there. I think Mother Vrenda Devi's the natural leader. That's, yeah. And then we have our group here in the front. And, well, it could be anyone really, but I think, let's say, Mother Jagannath Ishwari is the leader there. And you know what you're going to do? Fasten your seatbelts, all right? You got fasten your seatbelts. I'm serious. I'm not joking. I am joking too, but I'm also not joking. Each group, we've got 6 groups. Each group is going to put together a drama. Yes. Yes, indeed. To illustrate what a problem, one of the things was, you had three or four people with 2 problems each, so at least one you can take 2 and show how it's a problem in the drama, and in the drama show a solution to the problem. Do you get the idea? Yeah, it's very straightforward. You've got to illustrate the problem in the drama. Someone, for example, if it's a telephone, someone's on the telephone and chanting and, sort of dealing with that, how it's a problem, and then a solution. And you can do 2. And we're going to give you loads of time to put it together. It'll be the first thing we do after lunch. We will finish, it's now 1:15. Lunch is 2:30, an hour and a quarter. We will finish here at 2:15, so you have 15 minutes to put together your drama. No problem. Plus you've got the lunch period. How long should we have for lunch? An hour? 45 minutes?
Maybe an hour.
Say an hour, okay. Lunch will be 2:30 to 3:30, so you've got time for putting together your drama also. Everyone takes part in the drama. It's not just the leader gets up and makes a speech or something. Everyone has to participate, and you have to figure out what it's all about.
One problem or 2?
Either 1 or 2.
Okay.
Not less than 1. All right. I tell you what, we do this all the time, and it's just really fun. And actually the devotees pick up a lot. They do, it's a fact. Okay, fine. So that's going to be presented immediately after lunch. Let's see, yes, we're going to go back to the, can we go back to the slideshow? Yes, can we go back there? Let's go back there for a while. And just, something a little different. We are going to be. We want slide, we'll start with slide 44. So find that, and then start the slideshow from there. You know how to do these things, right? Yeah. It's coming up. Oh, it's there. Great. Should we take this away, or can you see it okay?
Yeah, you can see it.
You can see it? No problem. Okay. Well, all right. So welcoming the holy names, the Japa workshop, day 2. We're already in the middle of it. Next slide. We already did this, so that's okay. Now, next slide. Ha-ha. Whoops. Okay, ha-ha. Impersonalism. So, yeah, click it. Next, because the different elements have separated from the, so you're just going to click it to go forward, and the different elements will appear. No, next. Okay, there you go. Look at that. It's just a variation. It's a variation on what we've been doing the last hour or 45 minutes. Shri Panchatattva Ki. So, let's just do this. Evaluate your japa on a scale of 1 to 10. With 10 meaning you're already a resident of Goloka Vrindavan and regularly dancing in the rasa dance. 5 being okay, and 1 being, as we said the other day, I think, the hellish planets. It's just too bad. So over the last year, this is, not just like right now, over the last year, what do you think about your japa? Write it down. You can use decimal points. How's it been? How's it been? Okay. And again, just be real. Try and be objective. I'm sure for many it's been around 5, kind of 5-ish. Good days, bad days, ups and downs. Just be straightforward. If you've actually been doing pretty well, you could be a 6, you might even be a 7. Anything higher than 7, you should probably be sitting here conducting the retreat. So, okay. So now you've given yourself a grade, right? You've given yourself a grade. What grade did you give yourself? 5. Okay, fair enough. What grade did you give yourself?
I was a 3, Maharaj.
A 3. Okay. Got to work on things. Vrishni, what grade did you give yourself?
3.5.
5.
3.5.
Huh?
3.5.
Oh, 3.5. Room for improvement. Well, you only started in December, didn't you?
Yes,
A 3. Okay. And what's your name? I don't know your name.
Milan.
Milan. Ah. What? Ram, Bharat, Milan. Okay. From?
From London.
Okay. You were born in London.
Born in Nepal.
Okay. Good. What grade did you give yourself?
I gave myself
3? Okay. Means, some work's got to be there. Did you give yourself a grade?
5.
5? Fair enough. That's okay. 3? All right, all right. So, let's see now. Let's go to the next slide. Look at this. Oops. What happened?
Gremlin in the system.
Okay. Anyway, you can see it, right? If it couldn't get better, if your Japa could never get better than it has been the past year, would that be a problem for you? Well, I can tell you, at least from many of you who've told us your grades, it would be a problem actually. So, okay, all right. So, in other words, we need to do something. Next slide. Okay, right. Write down 3 things that immediately come to mind that you are not doing, that you could do to improve your Japa. We want 3 things. Don't sit there sort of, meditating about it. Just whatever comes to mind that you are not doing. Not things that you are doing, which are problems, but things which you're not doing, which if you did do, would improve your Japa. And, the fact that you just immediately can write them down means they are obvious. You don't have to cogitate for too long. So if these improvements are so obvious, why are you not doing them? Write it down. Why are you not doing whatever these things are? Why? And we'll give you a few minutes. There could be a number of reasons. Laziness. Well, we're sort of coming back to our challenges. But the point is we want to kind of what would the word be? Vitalize or energize improvement. This is what we want to do. In other words, what are you actually, next point is, what are you actually going to do? To do these 3 things for improving your Japa. And we've got a little note. Anyway, you just carry on. So 3 things that you could do. Why are you not doing them? And what are you actually going to do? How are you now going to do these things? Are you with me? And then we'll see where we go from there. Any question? Is everyone clear on what we're looking for here? It's the material world. Something just happened to someone. Seriously. The material world just caught up with someone. So, 3 things you should be doing but you're not. Why you're not doing them, and how you are going to do them. And then, of course, the idea is you keep this with you. And from time to time, like when you begin your japa as an example, you can look at these things and remember, yes, this is something I must do to improve my japa. And with a lot of these things we're doing here, like the suggestions devotees made, if you said, I have such and such a problem, someone said, well, look, do this. Hopefully you wrote it down, and then you can keep it there. And when you are faced with that very problem, then you can refer to your notes and see, oh yes, it was suggested I do this or that. Now we have a little note here, discuss with your partner. Are you into that? You ready to discuss? Yeah? Sure. Sure you're sure. Bien bon. Okay. Let's have a 5-minute discussion on this. All right. In groups. In your famous groups. Chaitanya Vallabha Prabhu's group. Ramai Prabhu's group. Vamsivat Prabhu's group. Varsha Devi's group. Vrinda Devi's group. Jagannatha's group. Go for it.
And then the regulation problems of forms that what am I going to do about it? We can't touch our fingers, go to bed on time, and if we my job, that's it, agreeing with my wife is like because otherwise it's right for it. See what other things. Reading sets up actually like I should so even if I just like just 15 as a light I try to do half an hour but sometimes it's not like that but even if I give it a really bother and if I it's an actual kind of thing all week so now each day just doing that thing and what is that thing where I say, well, I'm trying to change all things, just do one person, just do 15 minutes. And forming that habit, so I'm trying to eat the opposite of that, is trying to replicate that. Try one, the next one, you go to 10 o'clock every night, 9:30. The rest of my style should be I should be the ultimate
priorities, readjust that, and then once I can do that, then like allows me to and then also set away from the yard as well. So I work a little bit later that day, I adjust the waiting time, just set one, but that's because it's cheap, so it's not dependent on work is a good cheaper, but it's and then the laziness I don't know what I can say. Get rid of the phone weekend or whatever. I did some yeah. That's fine.
When we were talking about, I didn't actually say like, my preference allowed to place in the regulation. And all those problems, the solution to all of them is in the place. You won't get this one. You won't actually require you might say something all about the lactation, regulation. So for me, I know all my problems are solved. If I can just get up in the morning, champion that. Yeah, champion that. I'll be inspired my relationships and my relationships my sanity, my managing the temper. So just like it all boils down to that one thing. So if I feel that, if I can just make that my thing, to go to bed at time, maybe the first few days of I know it's going to The funny thing is now when you see what they're doing these other things, there's a lot of when you say that, what I really think is she's got a relationship where she has to do work sometimes, they have to do something like you get together and you see something because I'm not going out to walk the other thing, right? We just say, okay, I'm going to do this first, because I'm going to do that. And like for me, I was really inspired by how people that work really got working every day, 8 o'clock, I go in 4 o'clock, 8 o'clock, what do you got on the car? It's 5 days a week, and she comes back, I thought, well, my wife needs 8 o'clock to work. But I know this time making that point. And I can go to work, even if I'm not going out with
How are you doing, devotees? Here remain. Are we ready to continue?
We have 2 more minutes now.
2, okay. Chant Japa, do something creative.
There's 3 things which you're not doing right now. You could do which you don't find so you'll think 3 things that are not of your Japa, which you could do, and why you're not doing it. So, okay, so now we're ready to so why are you, like it says, why are you not doing it? Like, for instance, it's not this trouble, why are you not doing so we can work. It's a recipe. And then the mind will take over, and sleep will take over, something's going to
Devotees of the Lord, let us continue with the next slide, Let's just get a bit into the slides here. It's a little maybe lighter for the brain. Here we have, that's it. It's the ex-prostitute, actually. So in this workshop we explore what is the real holy name and the proper method for chanting. So proper methods we've been talking about. Let's get a little bit into the nature of the holy name. Next slide. Okay. Yeah, it's not just the recitation of syllables. Cannot capture the name simply by vibrating the syllables with your tongue. Krishna will come down in his holy name, attracted by our pure serving nature, as Chaitanya Vallabha Prabhu has been reminding us from time to time. We have to serve. The attitude has to be there. Next slide. Okay, there you go. You cannot defeat Maya by firing blank mantras. Yes. Next one. The Japa. Dead son. Perhaps you've been there sometime before, where it's just not working and sure, you don't really know where to go and what to do. Well, yeah, it's the material wealth. Sometimes it's difficult. Next. Mayic sound. The mere physical sound is not the holy name of Krishna. Repeating only the syllables of the holy name is called Mayic sound. It has no spiritual essence. The life of the name is absent in offensive chanting. The most important thing in chanting the holy name is the spiritual realization or proper attitude of the chanter. This is the real name. This is from Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. So, ask yourself, next slide, what's in your mantra? Is it some variation on these themes? Oh no, 16 hours ago. Well, I think as we said last night, oh no, it's 8 o'clock at night, I've still got 6 hours to do. Oh no. Not like, wow, fantastic. I get to associate closely with Krishna again. Oh Lord, let me finish these darn rounds. I'd really rather be doing something else, but I told them I challenged my rounds, so I guess I gotta do it. I have to pick up my daughter at 2, take her to the doctor, buy milk on the way back, then maybe I'll chant. Oh Lord, please add a few zeros at the end of my bank balance. And so on like that. Anyway, sometimes for some devotees it's like that. Next slide. Prabhupada said, yes, you are calling Krishna when chanting, so Krishna is coming and asking, what do you want? The holy name is Chintamani. It will give you whatever you want. So you have to be careful what you want. Yeah. If you want the wrong things and you chant, you may possibly get them. And Krishna is very clever, he often doesn't do that. But he may do it. He may do it. Give you what you want. Next slide. Anyway, we already discussed this, so that's okay. Next slide. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Are you feeling tired? A little bit?
No.
No? Okay, let's make sure you're not. Put your hands in the air. Everyone take a deep breath. All your hands. Take a deep breath. And everyone say, after me, very loud, but after me, but very loud. Hare Krishna! Hare Krishna! Hare Krishna! Krishna Krishna! Hare Hare! Hare Rama! Hare Rama! Rama Rama! Hare Hare! Thank you. Yes, I think you're a bit tired now. Okay, next slide. Let's get into this a little bit. Chanting is worship of Radha and Krishna, and we're meant to absorb ourselves in the worship of the holy names. Yes. Next slide. Can you read it? Can you read it?
Yes.
Chanting mechanically will never bring us to Shuddhanam, and without Shuddhanam, we'll not come to Prema Bhakti. Next slide. Treat the names as Radha and Krishna. Write it down. Yes, we're talking here about relationship. Well, many of you were not there, but we had a little class, what was it, yesterday?
Sunday.
In Shamsunderland. Yeah. And there we mentioned that Prabhupada mentioned that what is Krishna consciousness? What is it? And the response, Prabhupada's response to his own question, as we've heard, was, it is the development of a personal relationship with Krishna, disguised as a process. Did you catch that? It's so important. It is, what is it? It is actually the development of a personal relationship with Krishna. That's what we're doing. We're not doing something else. We're not just meditating, being yogis. We are developing a relationship. And therefore when we chant, that consciousness needs to be there. That we're not just, it's not just a sadhana, a practice. Although, we use the term sadhana and we use the term process. Prabhupada used the term process many times. But it's just a sort of a manner of speaking, colloquial use of language. It is really the development of a personal relationship. So when we chant, we must be aware, as much as we're capable, we are in the presence of the Lord. And when you are in the presence of, what to speak of the Lord, just any important person, then you have to have the sort of due, respect and sensitivity to their presence and the way you interact. Yes, and inattention means, I don't know if you've ever visited someone and you want to meet with them and speak with them, so you knock on the door, they invite you in, you sit down, they get back on their computer, and away they go on the computer. And then they look at you and say, and you're trying to speak to them, but they're going on the computer, saying, oh yeah, okay. And you're trying to speak to them. Did you ever have such an experience? You didn't. We can arrange it. But people, I've had this experience, means the person is not actually interested. This is not interested. And it's just a formality. They're kind of interacting with you when they have to. Something like that. So we don't want our chanting to be like that. Like, well, as Chaitanya Vallabha so correctly said, that, what did he say? Oh my gosh. What did you say?
When? I speak a lot.
Okay. Anyway, we want to, if someone comes to visit you, what you said was, the chanting is an appeal for service. So if service comes, don't be surprised, certainly don't be resentful if service comes. Yeah, of course chanting is also service. So chanting then we should take as relationship with Krishna and interact with the holy names appropriately, giving attention, giving feeling. That's what relationship means. Not just formality, yes sir, that sort of idea. So we should treat the names as Radha and Krishna. Next slide. It is intellectually inconceivable that God and his name are identical, but we can realize this truth by relating to and treating the holy names as Radha and Krishna. We don't, for example, we don't put scripture on the floor, on the ground. We don't step over scripture or the bodies of devotees. We don't do these things because these things are sacred. We don't step over prasadam. We don't, at least we definitely shouldn't, waste prasadam and chuck it away. Yeah, because these are all forms of Krishna, and we should treat them as such. And inattentive chanting is rooted in a sort of subtle sense in not honoring or not accepting the holy names as Radha and Krishna. It's just my rounds. I got to do them. And when I have done them, I feel happy, finished my rounds. But really chanting means we have the opportunity to associate with Radha and Krishna. Let's take it like that. Let's try. We all have minds, and minds go a little haywire regularly. So to really get this and hold it and keep it all the time may be difficult, but let's try. That's what we're suggesting, that you try to keep this type of consciousness of the holy names. Next slide. You are only one mantra away from Krishna. Srila Prabhupada said once that when you become a devotee, just when you become a devotee, right at the outset, Prabhupada said, you are now standing on the threshold of eternity. Threshold means right in the doorway. And to step in, it's just one step. It's been a long path to get there. Many lifetimes, and we've been through so much. But now, we're there. We're there. Just one step. And we're back to Godhead. As one devotee told me, he had a dream. In the dream, would you believe, he died. And he went to the entranceway. Now you remember the 4 Kumars, Jai Vijay, the entranceway. He arrived at the entranceway of Goloka Vrindavan. And sure enough, well, it was Goloka Vrindavan, not Vaikuntha, so Jai and Vijay were not there, but whoever are the people there. At Goloka Vrindavan in the entranceway, they were there. And they asked, "Who are you?" And he said something like, "Well, my name is Krishna Das." And they said, "Listen, we got so many Krishna Dasas. Which Krishna Das are you?" And the devotee said, "Well, I am the Krishna Das who is a disciple of His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhakti Caitanya Swami Prabhupada, that Krishna Das." And the guard said, "Oh, why didn't you say that from the outset? Please come in. Welcome." This was the dream that the devotee had. Yes. Okay, so chanting is not a ritual. It is not a ceremony. It is not just a sadhana, a regulated practice for invoking our Krishna consciousness. It is a relationship. Next slide. Just to lighten things a bit. Yeah. Can you read it?
Yes.
At the bottom there? Chanting is not a ritual, it is a relationship. Let's, this is a little lighter, but it's very sweet, it's very nice. Let us examine this picture. Devotees, tell me, who is the person in the middle with the bluish skin embracing the young boy with a sort of yellowy or tan coloured skin? Who's that?
Krishna.
Krishna! Haribol. And he's got a golden coloured dhoti on, which is what he normally does. Yeah. Why is that? Sorry?
It's the colour of Radharani.
Well, okay. But it reminds him of Srimati Radharani. We're now going to go a little deeper into the content of this picture. Who is the young fellow Krishna is embracing?
Gopakumar.
That's Gopakumar. Brihad Bhagavatamrita. He has just arrived in Goloka Vrindavan. Who is the young boy on your right who's kind of holding his hand out? Oh, you're pretty good. It's Sridhar, Srimati Radharani's brother. And devotees, here's a test for you. Here's a test. What is the name of the calf next to Sridhar?
Is it Tungi?
By God, it is. Wow, you practically deserve applause.
There was one devotee in Scotland called Tungi, that's how I know.
Okay. It's Tungi, yeah. Like Tunga Vidya, but Tungi is the chubby pet calf of Srimati Radharani. But it's there with Sridhar. Who is the girl, the first girl on the left with the kind of bluish aquamarine coloured sari? Notice it's not a gopi dress, it's a sari. And the garland, who is that?
Srimati Radharani.
It is not Srimati Radharani.
Lalita.
It is Lalita. She wears a sari the color of a peacock's tail. Who is the girl behind her with a kind of reddish colored sari?
Vishaka.
No.
Oh. Ananga Manjari.
Yet. Someone say something? It's Ranga Devi. She wears a sari the color of a red rose. We're testing you here, devotees. That is very nice. What is the name of the peacock? It is Krishna's pet peacock. His name is Tandavika. Tanda, cold. Anyway, not really. Tandavika. It means dancer. Tandavika. And on the little back, on the left, behind, just with the part of the body sticking out behind Lalita, is a female, is a peahen. Tell me, devotees of the Lord, what is the name of that peahen?
Mrs. Tandavika.
You can tell the Sankirtan. They're creative in what they say. Okay, it is Sundari, the wife of. It is Mrs. Tandavika. Sundari Tandavika. Why not? Why not? What sort of trees are those?
Kalpavriksha.
Well, of course they're Kalpavriksha. They're all Kalpavriksha.
Banyan.
They are Tamal. They're almost the same colour as Krishna. Well, the one on the right is Tamal. The one on the left, what is that? It is Kadamba. It's something like the colour of Srimati Radharani. And who is the cowherd man there, sort of between, if you look between Krishna and Sridham, who's that cowherd man?
Subal.
Cowherd man. It's Nanda Maharaj. Because he's herding the cows. And let's see, what now? What's the name of the river, Haribol? Okay, it's the Yamuna. Oh, it's the Tyne. Yes, of course. It would have to be. And what are there's two hills. The bigger, more prominent hills on the left, but you can see there is, on the right. You can see there's a hill on the left. It's not Govardhan, it's Varshana.
Yeah.
Because there's more than one hill. And what else? Let's see, what else is there? Huh? Nahi.
Nandagaon is also in a hillside.
It's on one hill.
Yeah.
This is two hills. It's Varshana. There's actually 4 hills. But these are 2 of them. And what is the temple there above the gopis on the other side of the river on the left? What is that?
Is it the temple on the hill in Varshana?
Not exactly. Okay.
The palace of Vrishabhanu?
It is the new temple of ISKCON Newcastle. After a while. It's just now coming. Just, in our lifetimes. Yeah. Okay, that's nice, isn't it? I think that's nice. So, okay, very good. Thank you for your attentiveness to Krishna. Next slide. So when we chant, what are we doing? We are repairing a broken relationship with Krishna. When we chant, we are crying to Krishna, begging, please accept me, please accept me. I mean, ideally, not simply, oh my God, how many more rounds? Hope I can finish soon so I can do something useful. So this kind of chanting, though, please accept me as your servant. This kind of chanting makes us aware that we once turned away from Krishna, and we still have the tendency to turn away from Krishna. So we chant with remorse. We should chant, really, we should say. We should chant with remorse for having broken this relationship, and with a prayerful desire to re-establish this relationship. And a little quote from Bhakti Thakur: if one cries sincerely at the lotus feet of the holy name, all offenses will go away in a few days. But this is deep. This is deep. This is how we should chant. So we should chant hearing. We should chant the actual Hare Krishna mantra, not something else, like a mini mantra or mega mantra. So we should actually chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. We should actually hear the Maha Mantra. And if we can engage our eyes in seeing the deity, seeing the mantra, without distracting from hearing, we should do that too. But then we should also have an underlying attitude, mood, underlying, which is like this. Something similar, I mean, it's sort of the same thing, but just a little different. Prabhupada said on a number of occasions that when you chant, you should chant like a child crying out for the mother. We've all had plenty of experience of that. And don't worry, Chaitanya Vallabha Prabhu. It's coming. And it's quite an experience, isn't it? When you're a mother. I mean, I'm not a mother, but I try to be observant. Gaurangi is big now. She doesn't do like that. Am I right? Occasionally. But not really, because she's big. But, you know, the little ones, anyway, we've all had experience. Like, if, my dear Mani, if you don't come now, I will definitely die, and the world will collapse and cease to exist. You get the idea? That's the mood.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama.